As the first rays of sunlight spill across the vast African savanna, the landscape is transformed into a living tapestry of gold and shadow. Each blade of grass glistens with dew, and the air is thick with anticipation. The hush of dawn is broken only by the distant calls of birds and the subtle rustle of insects beginning their daily routines. Here, every morning marks the beginning of a new and unforgiving contest, a relentless struggle where the stakes are nothing less than life itself. As the golden light creeps across the plains, predators and prey alike emerge from the shadows. Impala herds graze cautiously, their ears twitching at every whisper of movement. Predators, cloaked in the long grass, watch with unblinking focus, calculating every step. The savanna is a chessboard, and every animal is both a player and a potential pawn. From the industrious dung beetle rolling its precious cargo to the vigilant mongoose perched atop a termite mound, every creature is acutely aware of its place in this intricate web. Elephants, the giants of the plains, move with deliberate grace, their trunks sampling the air for the faintest hint of danger. Even the smallest insect must navigate a world where opportunity and threat are never far apart. In the tall grass, a lioness lowers her body, muscles rippling beneath her tawny coat as she stalks a distracted herd. Nearby, a crocodile lies motionless beneath the murky surface of a riverbank, its eyes barely visible as it waits for the perfect moment to strike. The tension is palpable. Every movement, every breath could tip the balance between hunter and hunted. Survival here is not just about strength, but about strategy and unity. Cape buffalo form an impenetrable wall, horns lowered, eyes blazing with defiance as they face down a stalking lioness. Elephants, ever protective, encircle their calves, their massive bodies forming a living fortress. Each herd member knows its role, and the safety of the group depends on unwavering cooperation. When danger erupts, antelope explode into motion, their bodies a blur of muscle and instinct. Springbok twist and leap, their acrobatics a desperate bid to outmaneuver the fastest predators on Earth. Each leap, each turn is a calculated risk. One misstep could mean the end, but hesitation is equally fatal. The chase is a spectacle of raw power and refined tactics. Cheetahs, built for speed, unleash explosive acceleration, closing the gap in seconds. Wild dogs, masters of endurance and teamwork, fan out in coordinated pursuit, anticipating every swerve of their quarry. Each hunt is a test of strategy, stamina, and split-second decision-making. Evolution has sculpted both predator and prey with exquisite precision. Lions and leopards possess acute senses, eyes that pierce the gloom, ears that catch the faintest rustle. Gazelles and impala, in turn, have honed their awareness to a razor's edge, every nerve attuned to the subtlest hint of danger. The margin for error is vanishingly small. In the shadows, lions and leopards move with ghostly silence, each step calculated to avoid detection. Wild dogs communicate with subtle glances and body language, orchestrating complex strategies to outflank their prey. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, circle the weak and wounded, their eerie calls signalling the start of a ruthless contest for survival. Prey species rely on unity and speed, surging across the plains in synchronized waves. Wildebeest leap rivers in mass migrations, their hooves churning up clouds of dust and water. Zebras stampede through shallow streams, the chaos of movement offering a fleeting shield against the jaws that pursue them. The environment itself is a living participant in this drama, The wind carries scents and sounds across the grasslands, alerting both hunter and hunted to unseen dangers. Giraffes pause mid-stride, nostrils flaring as they test the air, their height granting them a vantage point over the shifting landscape. Vigilance is the currency of survival. Zebra herds remain on constant alert, every member scanning for the slightest sign of threat. Lone gazelles glance nervously over their shoulders, while baboon troops take up sentry positions atop rocky outcrops, their sharp eyes sweeping the horizon for predators. The savannah is a stage for dramatic confrontations. Thunderstorms roll across the plains, lightning illuminating tense standoffs between predator and prey. In these moments, the raw power of nature is on full display, every sense heightened, every instinct sharpened by the electric charge in the air. This is Africa's wild heart, a realm where every day is a new chapter in the epic saga of survival. Around waterholes, the drama intensifies as predator and prey converge, each step measured, every glance a calculation. Here, existence is earned through courage, cunning, and the relentless drive to adapt. Welcome to the ultimate arena, where only the most skilled and vigilant can hope to earn the title of Deadliest. At the very summit of the African savanna's intricate food web stands the lion, majestic, powerful, and ever vigilant. But the lion's dominance is not simply a matter of brute force. It is the result of a sophisticated social structure honed over thousands of years, where every member's role is crucial to the pride's survival and legacy. The pride is a living, breathing tapestry of relationships, woven together by blood, loyalty, and necessity. Lionesses, often sisters and mothers, form the very heart of this unit. Their bonds are forged through years of shared hunts, mutual care, and the constant demands of raising cubs in a world where danger lurks at every turn. These females are the pride's primary hunters, strategists, and nurturers. Their cooperation is seamless. Each movement during the hunt is a silent signal, each gesture a testament to their unity. Cubs, ever curious, learn by imitation, absorbing the skills and discipline needed for survival. The matriarchs, often the oldest and wisest lionesses, pass down knowledge of hunting grounds, water sources, and the subtle art of reading the savanna's shifting moods. Male lions, usually brothers or close kin, arrive as coalitions, alliances forged in youth and tested by time. Their imposing presence is both a shield and a sword, deterring intruders and signalling strength to all who hear their thunderous roars. Yet their reign is always under threat. Rival coalitions, drawn by the promise of territory and mating rights, are never far away. The males must constantly patrol the boundaries, scent-marking trees and roaring into the dusk, a warning to all would-be challengers. Power struggles erupt with little warning, fierce, unforgiving, and often brutal. When rival males challenge the pride's rulers, the outcome can reshape the destiny of every lion within the group. A coalition's reign may end in a single violent encounter, with new males ousting the old and asserting their dominance. For the cubs sired by former rulers, this transition is perilous. New males, seeking to secure their own bloodline, may kill the young, forcing the lionesses back into estrus and ensuring the continuation of their own lineage. The hunt is a masterclass in precision and patience. Lionesses fan out, using the cover of grass and the element of surprise. Their silent communication, barely perceptible glances, subtle shifts in posture, allows them to isolate the weakest prey. Each lioness knows her role, whether to drive, flank, or ambush. Together they can bring down animals much larger than themselves, their teamwork honed by countless hunts and near misses. Some prides, like the legendary Savuti Super Pride, have adapted to hunt formidable prey such as elephants and buffalo. This remarkable innovation is a testament to the lion's adaptability and the power of collective intelligence. In these rare moments, the pride's unity is on full display, each lion playing a part in a high-stakes drama where failure means hunger and success means survival for all. Teamwork transforms the pride into one of nature's most formidable forces. Even the youngest cubs, waiting at a safe distance, are part of this cycle, learning, watching, and preparing for the day when they too will join the hunt. The matriarchs ensure that every member, from the boldest hunter to the most timid cub, has a place and a purpose. Meals are shared, but not without tension. Hierarchies are reinforced at every kill as dominant individuals eat first, and cubs learn the rules of pride life through observation and trial. The feeding order is a reflection of the pride's internal dynamics, alliances, rivalries, and the ever-shifting balance of power. In the world of African predators, survival is a relentless contest of strength, strategy, and adaptability. Every scar tells a story of battles fought, hunts won or lost, and the constant struggle to maintain dominance. The lion's legacy is etched in every successful hunt, every challenge overcome, and every lesson passed from one generation to the next. On the savannah, the pride endures as a living symbol of unity, resilience, and the enduring power of family. In the golden hush of dawn, a solitary male lion threads his way through the whispering grass, every muscle taut with anticipation. His amber eyes scan the horizon, ears flicking at the faintest rustle. Alone, he is both hunter and hunted. Each step a calculated risk in a world where hesitation can mean starvation or death. The savannah stretches endlessly before him, painted in soft golds and deep shadows, concealing both opportunity and danger. The cost of failure is steep and immediate. An unsuccessful chase leaves the lion battered and exposed, forced to rest beneath the vast unforgiving sky as the sun bleeds into the horizon. Hunger gnaws at his belly, and wounds fester in the relentless heat. Each failed attempt weakens him further, making the next hunt even more perilous. The harsh African landscape offers little mercy, and only the most resilient survive. Without the safety of the pride, the lone lion must weigh his options with utmost precision. Before him, a wall of muscle and horn, the Cape buffalo herd, stands ready to defend itself. The herd's senses are razor-sharp, every member alert to the slightest movement. The lion's gaze fixes on a single aging bull, calculating the odds in silence. He must decide, risk a direct assault, or wait for a moment of weakness. The tension is palpable, a silent standoff between predator and prey. The confrontation is explosive and unforgiving. A single misstep, a slip in the dust, a moment's hesitation, and the buffalo's charge becomes a storm of hooves and horns. The lion twists away, narrowly avoiding a crippling blow that could end his reign forever. The air is thick with dust and adrenaline, the outcome hanging by a thread. In these moments, survival depends on split-second decisions and raw physical prowess. Some lions, through years of trial and error, become masters of the solo hunt. They melt into the shadows, using every tuft of grass and every breath of wind to their advantage. Patience is their greatest weapon. Hours may pass as they wait for the perfect moment. Timing is everything. A single explosive leap can mean the difference between feast and famine. The lion's body coils like a spring, every muscle primed for action. In Kruger National Park, a legendary male lion is witnessed bringing down a full-grown bull buffalo alone, a feat rarely captured on film. The struggle is fierce and primal. Dust and blood mingle as predator and prey clash in a contest of strength and will. The buffalo bellows in defiance, fighting for its life while the lion's claws dig deep, refusing to let go. The outcome is uncertain until the very last moment, a testament to the lion's unwavering determination and raw power. Across the plains, other predators face their own high-stakes gambles. Lionesses, working in coordinated silence, stalk wildebeest in the half-light, their movements synchronized and precise. Zebra herds scatter in panic as a lion charges from the shadows. Cheetahs unleash blinding speed, accelerating faster than any land animal, while wild dogs orchestrate relentless pursuits, using teamwork to corner and exhaust their prey. Each hunt is a test of skill, patience, and raw instinct. Success is never guaranteed. As dusk falls, the lion's roar rolls across the savannah, a thunderous proclamation of dominance and survival. The sound ripples through the grasslands, sending distant herds into wary silence. It is both a warning to rivals and a rallying cry to kin, echoing the ancient rhythms of the wild. The fiery sky frames the lion's silhouette, a living symbol of power and resilience. Whether united in a pride or braving the wild alone, lions embody the relentless spirit of Africa's predators. Their survival is a testament to adaptability, courage, and the unbreakable will to endure, no matter the odds. Each hunt, each battle, and each victory is a chapter in the ongoing story of life and death on the savannah, as seen in the remarkable footage captured throughout this YouTube documentary. Here, every moment is high stakes, and only the most skilled and determined prevail. Dawn breaks over the endless African savannah, painting the grasslands gold as the first rays of sunlight reveal a world in perpetual conflict. Here, every shadow and every movement signals a new chapter in the ongoing war for dominance. The air is thick with tension, as apex predators, each with their own strengths and strategies, stake their claims to territory, prey, and survival itself. Lions, with their imposing presence and thunderous roars, patrol the boundaries of their domain, ever vigilant for intruders and rivals. Their authority is constantly tested, not only by other lion prides, but by a formidable cast of competitors lurking in the tall grass. Spotted hyenas, often underestimated, are the savannah's tactical masterminds. Their social structure is complex, with matriarchs leading coordinated hunts that can bring down prey many times their size. The aftermath of a successful hunt is chaotic. Hyenas tear into their kill with bone-crushing jaws, but the celebration is short-lived. Lions, drawn by the commotion, approach with calculated menace. The hyena's chorus of whoops and cackles rises in pitch as the lions close in, muscles tense for confrontation. In a sudden surge, the lions charge, scattering the hyenas and seizing the spoils, their dominance asserted through sheer force and intimidation. Yet the balance of power is never fixed. Under the cloak of night, the savannah transforms into a battleground of shifting alliances and bold gambits. When hyenas gather in formidable numbers, their confidence swells. A lone lion, isolated from his pride, becomes the target of relentless harassment. The hyenas encircle him, darting in and out, snapping at his flanks, their eyes gleaming in the moonlight. The lion, outnumbered and exhausted, is forced to relinquish his prize, retreating into the darkness as the hyenas claim victory. These nocturnal clashes echo across the plains, a testament to the ever-changing hierarchy of power. For cheetahs, the savannah is a gauntlet of peril. Their unmatched speed is both their greatest asset and their only defense. A mother cheetah, ever alert, scans the horizon for threats as her cubs play in the grass. The distant silhouette of a lion triggers instant alarm. She must act swiftly, gathering her young and melting into the landscape before the predator closes in. Even at full sprint, cheetahs are vulnerable. A single misstep can mean disaster. Every hunt, every rest is shadowed by the looming presence of larger, more powerful adversaries. Leopards, the embodiment of stealth and adaptability, have mastered the art of invisibility. As darkness falls, they emerge from the shadows, their movements silent and deliberate. The legendary black leopard of Laikipia, known as Shade, exemplifies this elusive existence. He navigates the tangled undergrowth with ghost-like precision, avoiding open ground where lions reign supreme. Shade's survival hinges on his ability to remain unseen, to hunt when the world is asleep, and to vanish before dawn betrays his presence. The relentless competition for dominance drives innovation among Africa's predators. Some, like the hyena, refine their hunting tactics, coordinating ambushes and learning to read the movements of their rivals. Others, like the leopard, shift their activity to the dead of night, exploiting the cover of darkness to avoid direct conflict. Every adaptation is a response to the pressures of survival, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience forged by constant rivalry. Each confrontation is a test of nerve and skill. A lion and hyena lock eyes over a fresh kill, muscles coiled in anticipation. Nearby, a cheetah freezes, every sense attuned to the shifting winds, while a leopard melts into the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The savannah is a stage for these high-stakes encounters, where a single mistake can tip the scales from triumph to defeat. In this unforgiving arena, dominance is never permanent. It is a prize won through cunning, strength, and relentless determination, claimed and defended anew with every sunrise. The destinies of Africa's most iconic predators are shaped by these epic battles, their stories written in the dust and blood of the savannah. In the wild heart of Africa, true power often flows through the female line, shaping destinies, forging alliances, and ensuring the survival of entire species. Here, matriarchs and dominant females are not just caretakers but architects of their societies, each decision echoing through generations. At the helm of every elephant herd stands a matriarch, her wisdom etched in every wrinkle, her memory a living map of waterholes and ancient trails. She leads her family across parched earth, guiding calves and elders alike through drought and danger, her decisions the difference between life and death. Her leadership is not challenged lightly. Her authority is built on decades of experience, and her presence alone can calm a panicked herd or rally them against threats. In the world of spotted hyenas, it is the females who rule with iron resolve. The matriarch commands respect, her daughters inheriting her rank and her cunning. Under her leadership, the clan works as a single formidable unit, defending territory, raising young, and outwitting rivals with relentless cooperation. Female hyenas are larger, more aggressive, and their social bonds are reinforced through ritualized greetings and shared hunts. The matriarch's lineage determines the fate of every member, with sons eventually leaving and daughters remaining to strengthen the clan. High in the Ethiopian highlands, female geladas form councils that govern the troop. Their bonds are forged through grooming, and shared vigilance, their voices deciding which males may stay and which must go. In this society, the strength of the group is measured by the unity of its females. These councils are the heartbeat of Galada society, negotiating alliances, resolving disputes, and ensuring the safety of the young. The matrilineal structure means daughters inherit their mother's status, and together they shape the future of the troop. Across the savannah and mountains, matriarchs and female leaders unite their families with a quiet authority. They defend the vulnerable, teach the young, and pass down the secrets of survival generation after generation. In lion prides, it is the lionesses who coordinate hunts, raise cubs communally, and maintain the pride's territory. Among wild dogs, the alpha female leads the pack, her reproductive success ensuring the pack's future. Even cheetah sisters form coalitions, sharing the burdens of hunting and protection. In the end, it is the female line, resilient, wise, and fiercely protective, that forms the backbone of Africa's wild kingdoms, ensuring that life endures against all odds. Their power is subtle yet absolute, woven into every aspect of survival, from the first steps of a newborn calf to the last stand of a seasoned matriarch. In predator societies, the legacy of the female line is not just survival. It is the very essence of life itself. As dawn breaks across the African wilderness, every ray of sunlight reveals a world shaped by relentless adaptation. Here, survival is not a matter of chance, but the result of countless evolutionary innovations, each one a testament to nature's ingenuity. Every animal in this landscape is a specialist. The giraffe's towering neck allows it to browse leaves untouched by others, while the zebra's stripes break up its outline, providing camouflage in the shimmering grasslands. The black leopard's dark coat renders it nearly invisible in the shadows, a perfect adaptation for stalking prey under cover of night. The serval, with its elongated limbs and radar-like ears, detects the faintest rustle, launching itself high above the grass to snatch unsuspecting victims. Social species like baboons and meerkats have evolved complex communication and cooperation. Their alarm calls ripple through the group, triggering instant vigilance and coordinated defense, ensuring the safety of every member. Across the plains, alliances form between species. Ostriches, with their exceptional eyesight, and antelope, with their acute hearing, combine their strengths, creating a living network of sentinels. Wildebeest and zebra migrate side by side, each benefiting from the other's vigilance and senses. Ostriches scan the horizon for the slightest movement, while antelope and springbok freeze at the hint of danger, their ears tuned to the faintest sound. Together they form a sophisticated early warning system, always alert to the presence of predators. Adaptation is visible in every behavior. Elephants use their trunks as versatile tools, digging for hidden water during droughts. The honey badger, armoured by thick skin and fierce determination, braves swarms of bees for a meal, undeterred by stings. The chameleon's shifting colours provide camouflage and communication, while African wild dogs execute perfectly synchronised hunts, each member playing a precise role. Crocodiles, masters of stealth, vanish beneath the water's surface, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every niche is filled by a specialist. Pangolins curl into armoured balls to defy predators, while porcupines bristle with quills, deterring even the boldest attackers. Predators, in turn, refine their strategies, adapting to the defences of their prey. The environment itself demands adaptation. Animals endure searing droughts, violent storms and shifting seasons, each challenge met with resilience honed over millennia. In this wild arena, only those who innovate survive. The cheetah's explosive speed, the bird's architectural mastery, each adaptation is a living answer to the ever-changing demands of the African wilderness. Across Africa, survival is a relentless contest played out in realms of searing heat and biting cold, where only the most adaptable endure. From the sun-scorched deserts of the north to the icy summits of the continent's highest peaks, life is shaped by extremes. In the Namib, oryx conserve precious moisture by feeding at dawn and dusk, their bodies designed to withstand dehydration. Fennec foxes, with their enormous ears, dissipate heat and detect the faintest rustle of prey beneath the sand. Even the smallest creatures, like the sidewinder snake and the dew-collecting beetle, have evolved ingenious ways to survive the relentless sun, moving only when the sand cools or harvesting water from the morning air. Along Africa's southern coast, penguins cluster tightly to share warmth against frigid winds, their feathers layered for insulation. On the snow-dusted slopes of Mount Kenya, leopards prowl through frost-laced grass, their spotted coats blending with the pale landscape. Cape Fur seals brave the icy Atlantic, their thick blubber shielding them from the cold, while high above lammergeiers glide on mountain thermals, searching for sustenance in the frozen heights. Desert elephants dig tirelessly for underground water, their memory guiding them to ancient springs hidden beneath the sand. Pangolins seek refuge in cool crevices, emerging only when the air chills. Giraffes stretch to reach the last green leaves on thorny acacias, while aardvarks wait for the cover of night, when the desert's heat finally fades. On the Ethiopian plateau, geladas graze through icy mornings, their thick fur insulating them from the cold. Chameleons master the art of thermoregulation, shifting hues to absorb or reflect the sun's rays. Ethiopian wolves, Africa's rarest canids, hunt in the chill, while rock hyraxes huddle for warmth, sharing body heat to survive the night. Each species has honed remarkable strategies. Springbok leap to escape predators in the open, snow hares blend into frosty grasslands, and crocodiles bask to store warmth for the cool night ahead. Ostriches sprint across salt pans, their long legs keeping them above the burning ground, while servals hunt in the cool of dawn, using keen hearing to locate hidden prey. The land itself dictates every move, forcing creatures to innovate, adapt, and seize fleeting chances for survival. In these shifting worlds, timing is everything. One misstep can mean the difference between life and death. In Africa's wildest places, adaptation is not just a skill, it is the very essence of life. Whether braving the furnace of the desert or the chill of the highlands, every animal is shaped by the climate it calls home. Here, nature's fiercest trials forge survivors of extraordinary resilience, each one a testament to the power of adaptation. In the land of fire and ice, only the most ingenious endure, each heartbeat a victory against the odds. Across the boundless African plains, nature's architects, creatures both mighty and minute, quietly engineer the world around them. Their actions set off intricate ripples, weaving a tapestry of life that stretches across every corner of the ecosystem. Elephants, the giants of the savannah, wield their immense strength to topple ancient trees and carve open pathways through dense thickets. By clearing the bush, they allow sunlight to bathe the earth, triggering the growth of fresh grasses and wildflowers. This transformation creates new feeding grounds and reshapes the landscape, making it accessible for a multitude of species. Grazers such as wildebeest, zebra, and antelope are quick to follow, drawn by the tender shoots that emerge in the elephant's wake. Their constant movement and selective grazing prevent any single plant species from dominating, maintaining a vibrant mosaic of habitats. Birds, too, flock to these open spaces, foraging for seeds and insects stirred up by the herds. Predators, lions, cheetahs, and leopards depend on this abundance. The presence of healthy herds sustains these apex hunters, whose own activities regulate herbivore populations. By keeping grazers in check, predators ensure that the land is never stripped bare, allowing vegetation to recover and thrive. When the hunt is over, scavengers like vultures, hyenas, and jackals move in. These resourceful creatures consume every scrap, ensuring that nothing goes to waste. Their work recycles vital nutrients back into the soil, enriching it and fueling the next cycle of plant growth. Even the smallest architects, such as termites, play a pivotal role. Their towering mounds aerate the soil, improving water infiltration and nutrient distribution. Abandoned mounds become sanctuaries for aardvarks, reptiles, and nesting birds, further enhancing biodiversity. With the arrival of seasonal rains, the savanna is transformed. Floodwaters replenish rivers and fill watering holes, sustaining aquatic life and drawing animals from miles around. Crocodiles bask on muddy banks, while fish and amphibians flourish in the renewed waters, each species adapting to the shifting rhythms of the land. From above, the interconnectedness of these habitats becomes clear. Grasslands, woodlands, and rivers form a seamless web, with herds migrating in search of food and water, and predators shadowing their movements. Every action, whether the fall of a tree or the migration of a herd, sends ripples through this living network, maintaining a delicate equilibrium. As dusk settles, ripples spread across a tranquil watering hole, reflecting the silhouettes of animals as they drink. Each ripple is a testament to the unseen influence of nature's architects. Every creature, from the smallest termite to the largest elephant, shaping the destiny of Africa's wild heart. In this grand design, every life is connected, and every action echoes through the ages. Across Africa's endless plains, where the horizon dissolves into a shimmering ocean of gold, life is woven into a tapestry of astonishing complexity. Each dawn signals not just a new day, but a fresh chapter in the ongoing saga of survival. From the sun-baked savannas to the shadowed forests and misty highlands, survival is a mosaic of adaptation, ingenuity, and relentless determination. Every organism, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is a living thread, each one essential to the fabric of life. Social bonds are the foundation of survival for many. Within the lion's pride, strength is found in unity, each member contributing to the hunt, the defense of territory, and the nurturing of the next generation. The pride's silent communication and coordinated movements are a masterclass in cooperation. The matriarchal wisdom of elephants is legendary. Guided by memory, the matriarch leads her family across arid plains and through swollen rivers, recalling ancient paths to water and safety. Each step is a testament to generations of knowledge passed down through time. For the cheetah, survival is a race against time. Its body is engineered for speed, lightweight, flexible, and explosive. Each hunt is a gamble, a fleeting burst of energy that can mean the difference between life and starvation. The mother's lessons to her cubs are vital, passing on the secrets of stealth and timing. In the highlands, the pika's survival depends on foresight and diligence. Each blade of grass is gathered and stored with care, transforming the simplest of resources into a lifeline for the harsh winter ahead. Their meticulous work is a quiet triumph of preparation and patience. Every creature, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is a vital part of this living tapestry. Zebras nuzzle in the dawn, birds orchestrate aerial ballets, and insects engineer the soil beneath our feet. Each adaptation, each behavior is a thread that strengthens the whole. The wild is a living system of breathtaking intricacy, where conflict and cooperation are ever present. Predator and prey, competitor and ally, each shapes the destiny of the other, forging a dynamic equilibrium that sustains the ecosystem. To witness these moments is to glimpse the profound interconnectedness of all life. At the watering hole, predator and prey, strong and vulnerable, coexist in a fragile harmony. Each dependent on the other, each a note in nature's symphony. In the end, the Tapestry of Survival is nature's greatest masterpiece, ever evolving, infinitely detailed, and awe-inspiring in its beauty. Each day, each life adds a new thread to this living work of art, a testament to the enduring spirit of the wild. As the sun dips below the horizon, the African savanna transforms. The golden light fades and a hush settles over the plains. In this shifting world, the rules change, shadows stretch, and the air grows thick with anticipation. Nightfall signals the rise of Africa's most enigmatic hunters. These creatures are sculpted by evolution to thrive in darkness, each with unique adaptations that make them masters of the unseen. High in the branches, a leopard reclines, its golden eyes reflecting the moon's pale glow. The leopard's solitary nature is its strength. Its rosette-marked coat breaks up its outline, rendering it nearly invisible among the leaves and shadows. With a fluid grace, the leopard descends, each muscle rippling beneath its fur. It moves with a silence honed by countless generations, melting into the undergrowth where only the faintest rustle betrays its presence. Every step is deliberate, the pads of its paws muffling sound on dry earth. The leopard's patience is legendary. It can wait for hours, motionless, until the perfect moment to strike. Its senses are sharpened by necessity. Acute hearing picks up the faintest movement, while night vision reveals the world in shades of silver and shadow. The hunt is a silent ballet, each movement calculated, each breath measured. In the moonlit grass, another predator awakens, a specialist in the art of stealth. The serval, slender and long-legged, glides through the grass. Its oversized ears rotate independently, capturing the subtlest sounds. An insect's flutter, a rodent's burrow, the whisper of movement beneath the soil. With extraordinary hearing, the serval pinpoints prey hidden from sight. It can detect the faint vibrations of a mouse tunneling underground, or the scurry of a lizard beneath the leaves. Suddenly, the serval springs. Its leap is a marvel, propelling it high above the grass. In a single bound, it covers several meters, landing with astonishing accuracy to snatch its quarry from the darkness. For the serval, the night is a realm of endless opportunity. Its agility and acute senses make it a formidable hunter, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of the dark. Along the riverbank, the African civet prowls. Its banded tail sways behind it, a silent signal in the moonlight. The civet's world is one of scent and memory, each step guided by an intricate mental map of hidden food sources. Omnivorous and endlessly adaptable, the civet samples the night's offerings, frogs, beetles, fallen fruit. Its sensitive nose leads it to caches of food remembered from nights past, ensuring survival in a world where fortunes shift with every sunrise. Overhead, a silent shape glides through the stars. The barn owl, a phantom in the night, is a master of aerial hunting. Its feathers are designed for silence, allowing it to drift soundlessly above the grass. The barn owl's ghostly face is more than a mask. It funnels the tiniest sounds to ears so sensitive it can hunt in total darkness. With a tilt of its head, the owl pinpoints its prey. In a flash, it descends, talons outstretched, striking with deadly precision. Its victim never hears a thing. In this nocturnal world, camouflage is a shield. Predators and prey alike blend into the darkness, their outlines broken by dappled moonlight and shifting shadows. Caution and cunning are the currency of survival. Every encounter is fraught with tension. The night amplifies both risk and reward. Each hunt is a contest of senses, reflexes, and nerve. For every predator, there is prey equally determined to survive. For those who master the art of the night, darkness is not a barrier, but a realm of endless possibility. Here only the most skillful endure, their lives woven into the fabric of the African night. As the first hints of dawn colour the sky, the nocturnal hunters slip away, their secrets hidden beneath the fading stars. Soon the day's creatures will reclaim the land. But for these fleeting hours, the night has belonged to the true masters of the dark. Africa's nocturnal predators, unrivalled in their shadowy domain. As the first blush of dawn spills across the African landscape, the savannah awakens not just to the drama of the hunt, but to a silent, intricate ballet of survival. Here, the prey are not passive. They are the architects of their own defense, wielding a hidden arsenal of adaptations that have evolved over millennia. Beneath the tall savanna grass in the cool shadows of the bush, a legion of prey animals prepares for another day. Each species is armed with unique tactics, from camouflage to communication, all honed by generations of relentless pursuit. A herd of impalas stands motionless, their bodies blending seamlessly with the swaying grass. Ears twitch in perfect unison, tuned to the faintest rustle or snap of a twig. Their survival depends on vigilance, every sense sharpened, every muscle coiled for flight. Even the subtlest change in the wind can trigger a chain reaction of alertness. One impala, acting as sentinel, stands slightly apart, scanning the horizon with unwavering focus. This role rotates, ensuring no single animal is left vulnerable for long. A sudden flick of her tail sends a silent signal rippling through the group. Danger may be near. This coded language, invisible to predators, is a lifeline for the herd. Instantly, the herd moves as one, a living wave that confuses would-be hunters. Their coordinated flight makes it nearly impossible for a predator to single out a target, turning chaos into a shield. Nearby, a dazzle of zebras grazes in the morning light, their every movement calculated for safety. Their bold stripes, far from mere decoration, are a masterstroke of nature's design. Each pattern is unique, but together they create a living illusion. When zebras cluster together, their stripes blur the boundaries between individuals, masking their numbers and bewildering the eyes of stalking lions. This visual confusion buys precious seconds, often the difference between life and death. But their defences do not end with illusion. Zebras possess acute hearing, swiveling their ears to pinpoint danger, and powerful kicks that can shatter a predator's jaw. Every attack is a high-risk gamble for those who dare to challenge them. Nestled in the undergrowth, a dik-dik freezes at the hint of movement. Its entire body becomes a statue, invisible to all but the most persistent eyes. Barely larger than a house cat, this tiny antelope relies on stillness and camouflage. Its delicate frame and muted colours mirror the tangled grasses and dappled sunlight. The sandy coat of the dik-dik reflects the shifting light, rendering it almost invisible to prowling predators. Even the shadows become allies in its quest for survival. When alarmed, it emits a piercing whistle, a warning that echoes through the bush. In a heartbeat, it darts away in a zigzag sprint, each unpredictable turn a calculated bid to outmaneuver its pursuer. High above, a troop of vervet monkeys keeps watch from the safety of a thorny acacia. Their elevated vantage point offers a panoramic view of the savanna below. The youngest members play among the branches, but the adults remain ever alert. Their sharp eyes scan for the flicker of a tail or the glint of a predator's eye. At the first sign of danger, they unleash a chorus of alarm calls, each vocalization tailored to the specific threat, whether it slinks on the ground or soars above. This sophisticated language gives every member a fighting chance. Even the smallest creatures are not defenseless. Insects, too, have evolved remarkable strategies to evade their own predators. A colony of termites hidden beneath the soil constructs a labyrinth of tunnels and mud towers. These fortresses shield them from the probing tongues of aardvarks and anteaters. At every entrance, termite soldiers stand guard, tiny but fierce. They are willing to sacrifice themselves to protect the colony, forming a living barricade against invaders. Across the savanna, every prey animal is an innovator, each with its own blueprint for survival. Some rely on speed, others on stealth, and many on the strength of the group. Every day is a contest of senses and wits, a relentless test of awareness, agility, and instinct. The eyes and ears of the wild are always searching, always listening. Here, survival is not granted, but earned, one heartbeat, one decision, one dawn at a time. In the silent war between predator and prey, it is the hidden defences that tip the balance, shaping the destiny of Africa's wild. As dawn breaks over the vast African savanna, the rising sun signals not just a new day, but the relentless march of the seasons, a force that shapes every life beneath its golden arc. Across these endless plains, the intricate dance between predator and prey is orchestrated by the shifting climate, each season rewriting the rules of survival. The dry season descends, painting the land in ochre and gold. Rivers recede, grasses wither, and the air shimmers with heat. Life becomes a daily struggle for water and shade. Yet, with the arrival of the rains, the transformation is profound. Parched earth is reborn in a surge of emerald, as new grass carpets the plains and rivers swell with promise. Each seasonal cycle brings both bounty and hardship, testing the resilience of every creature. The dry months are unforgiving, demanding ingenuity and endurance. During these arid stretches, waterholes shrink to muddy remnants, becoming the last refuge for the desperate. Thirst compels immense herds of wildebeest and buffalo to gather, their uneasy alliance forged by necessity. Gazelle, too, join the throng, each animal acutely aware of the dangers lurking nearby. Predators, lions and crocodiles, wait in silence, their patience sharpened by hunger and opportunity. In these moments, patience is the predator's most lethal weapon as they blend seamlessly into the parched grass. Lionesses rest beneath the scant shade, their golden coats nearly invisible against the sun-baked earth. Camouflage is their ally, allowing them to stalk the unwary with silent precision. In the water, crocodiles lie submerged, their eyes just above the surface, living traps, perfectly adapted to ambush. The murky water conceals their presence, turning every approach into a gamble for the thirsty. For prey, each sip is a calculated risk, a moment where survival hangs in the balance. Elephants, led by wise matriarchs, demonstrate remarkable resourcefulness. With powerful tusks, they excavate dry riverbeds, unearthing hidden reserves of water that sustain entire herds. The scent of fresh water draws animals from miles around, creating a temporary oasis and a focal point for both cooperation and conflict. As resources dwindle, even the strongest are tested, and exhaustion claims the vulnerable. The old and the young, the weak and the unwary, are the first to fall, sustaining the predators and perpetuating the cycle of life and death. Each loss is woven into the fabric of the ecosystem, ensuring the survival of the fittest. Predators feed, their strength renewed as the dry season reaches its peak. Then the sky darkens and thunder rumbles, the promise of change. The first rains fall, drumming life into the dust. Rivers swell, grasses surge upward, and the savanna is transformed in a matter of days. Herds disperse across the rejuvenated landscape, grazing on the abundance of fresh growth. New life flourishes, calves and fawns are born into a world of plenty, their first steps timed to the rhythm of renewal. For predators, the challenge shifts. Prey is now scattered, elusive, and the hunt demands new strategies. Lions and other hunters must adapt, their keen senses tested as they navigate the lush concealing grass. Cheetahs unleash their speed across the open plains, pursuing swift antelope fawns in a contest of agility and instinct. The young learn quickly, their survival hinging on their ability to outrun danger. Wild dogs, masters of teamwork, coordinate their hunts with remarkable precision. They seize the fleeting opportunity before the herds vanish into the tall, concealing grass. But abundance brings new hazards. Torrential rains flood burrows, trapping the unwary and reshaping the terrain. Dense undergrowth conceals silent hunters, leopards poised for ambush. Pythons, too, lie in wait, their coils hidden in the lush grass, ready to strike. Insects erupt in vast swarms, their numbers overwhelming, transforming the air into a living cloud. Birds and bats take to the skies, feasting in spectacular aerial displays that fill the twilight. Along the riverbanks, life and death unfold in constant motion, each encounter a testament to the power of adaptation. Through drought and deluge, feast and famine, the seasons turn with unwavering certainty. Time-lapse reveals the breathtaking transformation as the land and its inhabitants respond to nature's rhythm. Migrations are timed to perfection, births synchronized with abundance, and hunts aligned with opportunity. Every behavior, every movement is dictated by the pulse of the seasons, a symphony of survival. In this ever-changing world, adaptability is the key to endurance, and only the most resourceful thrive. With every shift in climate, a new chapter is written in the timeless saga of Africa's wild, where predator and prey are forever bound by the turning wheel of the seasons. Across the immense African wilderness, water is not merely a resource, it is the invisible hand that orchestrates every heartbeat of the wild. Its presence or absence determines the fate of every living thing, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal. Water carves the land, shapes migration routes, and dictates the very architecture of survival. Each river, lake and fleeting pool acts as a gravitational centre, pulling animals from distant corners of the savannah. These water sources are the lifelines that define territories, spark migrations, and create the stage upon which the drama of existence unfolds. At first light, a herd of zebras approaches a glimmering waterhole. Their stripes ripple in the mirrored surface, each animal acutely aware that this moment of drinking is both a necessity and a risk. Every hoofstep is measured, every ear tuned to the faintest sound, the snap of a twig, the distant cough of a lion. Waterholes are both sanctuary and ambush site where vigilance is as vital as thirst. Here, predator and prey are drawn together by the same urgent need. Thirst overrides rivalry, forcing lions and antelope, buffalo and impala to share the narrow margins of survival, each calculating the risks with every sip. When the Okavango Delta floods, the landscape transforms. Floodwaters spill across the plains, turning dust into lush wetlands and triggering a cascade of life. Plants burst into growth, insects swarm, and animals converge in a seasonal spectacle. Hippos, masters of the aquatic realm, claim their territories beneath the surface. Only their nostrils and twitching ears betray their presence as they graze underwater grasses and defend their submerged domains. Above, the piercing cry of the fish-eagle signals a hunter at work. With eyes adapted to detect the faintest ripple, these raptors patrol the waterways, ready to strike at any fish disturbed by the current. Beneath the lilies, crocodiles glide with ancient patience. They position themselves where water narrows, waiting for the inevitable congregation of thirsty animals, their ambushes as old as the rivers themselves. In the parched Kalahari, water is a phantom. Its scarcity shapes every movement. Animals cross vast, shimmering plains, driven by the memory of water and the hope of finding it before exhaustion claims them. Giraffes, with their towering legs, journey for miles to reach isolated pans. Their long necks and delicate tongues are perfectly adapted to extract the last drops from shrinking pools, a testament to evolution's response to water's challenge. Competition is relentless. Leopards wait in overhanging branches, their eyes fixed on the parade below. Jackals prowl the fringes, alert for opportunity. Flocks of Chileas descend in synchronized clouds, their numbers overwhelming predators and emptying waterholes in minutes. Waterholes become arenas of strategy, where every approach is calculated and every retreat measured. The tension is palpable, as each animal weighs the need to drink against the threat of attack. When elephants arrive, their sheer size and strength command respect. Smaller animals scatter, knowing that the giants will not be denied. Elephants dig for water, create new pools, and even shape the landscape, their actions rippling through the ecosystem. Yet even the largest must remain alert. The rustle of reeds may signal a stalking lion pride or the silent glide of a python, both drawn by the congregation of prey at the water's edge. Every visit to water is a negotiation, a delicate balance between the promise of life and the shadow of death. Animals pause, scan, and only then lower their heads to drink, ever mindful of the dangers lurking nearby. As the dry season intensifies, waterholes shrink and fragment. Life is compressed into ever smaller oases, forcing species into close quarters and amplifying both cooperation and conflict. In these crowded sanctuaries, temporary alliances form. Zebras and wildebeest may drink side by side, while rivalries flare as resources dwindle. Every interaction is shaped by the relentless logic of water scarcity. Buffaloes gather in defensive circles, horns outward, protecting the vulnerable within. Impalas rely on speed and numbers, darting to the water's edge and fleeing at the slightest hint of danger. The entire landscape becomes a living map, its pathways etched by generations of animals moving in search of water. Trails converge on the few remaining sources, each step a testament to water's power to shape destinies. As twilight falls, the rhythm of the wild shifts. The day's heat fades, but the need for water remains undiminished. Nocturnal creatures emerge, bush babies leap between branches, jennets slink through the shadows, and owls glide silently overhead. Each comes to drink, their eyes catching the moonlight, their lives woven into the nocturnal tapestry of the waterhole. The night air fills with sound, the deep grunts of hippos, the relentless chorus of frogs, the subtle movements of unseen animals. Even in darkness, water is the axis around which all life revolves. Throughout the year, the cycle of rain and drought redraws the boundaries of life. Rivers swell and recede, waterholes bloom and vanish, and every creature adapts to the shifting fortunes dictated by water's ebb and flow. Water determines migration routes, breeding seasons, and hunting grounds. Herds travel vast distances to follow the rains. Predators time their hunts to the congregation of prey, and the entire ecosystem pulses in time with water's rhythm. In Africa's intricate web of life, water is the silent force that binds every story. Unseen yet omnipresent, it shapes destinies, forges connections, and ensures that the wild endures. Its influence written in every ripple, every migration, every heartbeat of the land. Dawn breaks over the African savanna, painting the grasslands in golden light and long shifting shadows. As the day awakens, a specialized cast of creatures stirs from the fringes, nature's tireless clean-up crew, the Scavengers. These animals, often dismissed as mere opportunists, are in fact the architects of renewal, transforming death into sustenance and keeping the ecosystem in delicate balance. After a lion's hunt, the savanna holds its breath. The air is thick with the scent of fresh kill and the promise of a feast for those who wait. Sated lions withdraw into the shade, their work done, leaving behind the remains of their conquest. What's left is a banquet for the patient and the persistent. Across the plains, a silent message travels, an invitation to the feast carried on the wind. High above, a white-backed vulture circles, its keen eyes locking onto the prize below. Soon the sky fills with a swirling congregation, each bird drawn by the promise of nourishment. With practiced grace, vultures descend, their wings casting fleeting shadows as they claim their place at the table. On the ground, hyenas approach with a purposeful stride, their senses finely tuned to the scent of opportunity. Guided by powerful noses, they traverse vast distances, drawn inexorably to the site of the kill. Their jaws, among the strongest in the animal kingdom, are built for a singular purpose, crushing bone and extracting every last nutrient. No morsel is too tough. Even the hardest bones yield to their relentless bite. Their iconic laughter echoes across the plains, a chorus of competition, communication, and cunning. At the periphery, black-backed jackals slip through the chaos, their movements swift and calculated. Agile and clever, they dart in to snatch scraps, thriving on their ability to seize fleeting chances. Towering above the fray, marabou storks wait with patient dignity, their imposing forms casting long shadows. Their bald heads and formidable bills are perfectly adapted for reaching deep into the remains, ensuring nothing is left untouched. Every sinew, every scrap of hide is devoured in a frenzy of efficiency. When the dust settles, only gleaming bones and flattened grass remain, a testament to the thoroughness of the scavengers' work. But the clean-up is far from over. Beneath the surface, armies of dung beetles and carrion beetles mobilize, drawn by the scent of decay. These industrious insects swarm over the remains, breaking down what larger scavengers cannot. Their relentless work transforms flesh into fertile soil, ensuring that every trace of life is recycled. Nutrients seep into the earth, fueling the next generation of growth. Lush grass, vibrant flowers and sturdy trees. Even the tiniest ants play their part, working in unison to dismantle tendons and clean bones with meticulous precision. Under the sun, their efforts leave bones polished and bare, a final act in the cycle of consumption. This is not chaos, but a symphony of survival, each species playing its unique role in the grand design. Vultures, hyenas, jackals, storks, beetles and ants, together they form a living network, each dependent on the other. Their efficiency is unmatched. In mere hours, a carcass can vanish, leaving behind only memories and nutrients. The savanna remains pristine, free from disease and decay, thanks to these unsung custodians. Ever vigilant, they patrol the land, guardians of health and renewal, ensuring the wilderness thrives. Where death once lay, new life springs forth, green shoots, grazing herds, and the endless rhythm of the wild. As dusk falls, the last vulture lifts into the fading light, its silhouette a symbol of nature's resilience. In the hush that follows, the land is renewed, quiet, clean, and ready for the next chapter of life. Scavengers are the invisible hands of the wild, orchestrating a cycle of restoration and rebirth. In their tireless work, they remind us that in nature nothing is wasted. Every ending is a new beginning. As the horizon shimmers beneath a relentless heat haze, Africa's wild inhabitants brace for the sky's next unpredictable move. Here, weather is not just a backdrop, it is the architect of fate, dictating who thrives and who falters. The African sky is a stage for drama, where clouds gather and disperse with little warning. Each shift in the atmosphere can mean the difference between abundance and hardship. When the rains fail, the land cracks open, grass withers, and the air grows heavy with dust. Survival becomes a daily contest, as every creature must adapt to the scarcity. Parched rivers shrink to mere memories, their beds etched with the scars of drought. Dust devils spiral across the plains, a haunting reminder of water's absence. Elephants, the ancient nomads of the savannah, march in solemn processions. Their memories span generations, guiding them to waterholes that may no longer exist, yet hope drives them onward. Their trunks sweep the air, searching for the faintest trace of moisture. Calves press close to their mothers, learning the secret roots and survival wisdom passed down through time. In the grip of drought, the last remaining pools become arenas of uneasy truce. Predators and prey gather side by side, drawn by thirst, each aware that desperation can tip the balance in an instant. Lions, masters of patience, lie in ambush beneath withered acacia trees. Their golden coats blend seamlessly with brittle grass, making them nearly invisible to the unwary. Herds of impala and zebra approach the water's edge, with every sense alert. Thirst drives them forward, but each step is a calculated risk, a delicate balance between survival and predation. Then, with a sudden shudder in the air, the season pivots. Winds shift, carrying the promise of change across the plains. Thunderheads swell on the horizon, dark and swollen with potential. When the rains finally break, they fall with a force that transforms the land, drumming the earth and filling the air with the scent of renewal. In a matter of days, the landscape is reborn. Brown turns to green in a breathtaking transformation as dormant seeds burst to life and the savanna pulses with energy. Dry riverbeds become churning torrents, carving new paths through the plains. Grass erupts in a riot of green, offering a feast for grazers and a new challenge for hunters. Wildebeest calves are born in their thousands, their first steps uncertain on the fresh grass. Each birth is a testament to the resilience of life, timed perfectly with the season's bounty. Flocks of red-billed quelleas erupt from the grasses in dazzling clouds, their numbers so vast they darken the sky. They feast on seeds that appeared almost overnight, a spectacle of abundance. Yet the pendulum of weather swings both ways. Extremes of drought and flood test every adaptation, every instinct. Sudden floods can sweep away the unwary. Newborns, barely steady on their feet, must quickly learn to navigate swirling currents and shifting ground. In the chaos, crocodiles lurk in the murky swell, exploiting confusion and swift water to ambush prey that would otherwise be out of reach. Even the smallest creatures are shaped by the weather's whims. Termites seal their mounds in anticipation of the deluge, while dung beetles race against the rain, rolling their treasures to safety before the ground is washed clean. From blistering drought to sudden flood, each weather extreme is a crucible, a relentless cycle demanding resilience, ingenuity and sacrifice from every species. For Africa's wildlife, survival is a dance choreographed by the sky's unpredictable moods. Every animal, from the largest elephant to the tiniest insect, is bound to this rhythm. In this land, every storm and every drought is both a threat and an opportunity, shaping strategies, hierarchies, and the very fabric of life for those who call Africa home. In the heart of Africa's wild mosaic, the struggle for survival is far more intricate than a simple chase between predator and prey. Here, every day is a high-stakes contest, not just against the hunted, but among the hunters themselves, a silent, relentless battle for dominance, territory, and the right to survive. As dusk settles over the savanna, a pride of lions sprawls in the tall grass, their golden eyes scanning the horizon. Within their ranks, alliances are forged through blood ties and shared hunts. But even among kin, tension simmers, dominance is constantly tested, and a single misstep can shift the balance of power. Not far away, a coalition of cheetahs, brothers bound by necessity, survey the open plain. Unlike the lions, their alliance is fragile, held together by the promise of greater hunting success. Together they can bring down larger prey, but the moment food is scarce, unity can dissolve into rivalry. As night deepens, the eerie whoops of hyenas echo across the plains. Their clan moves with calculated purpose, each member playing a role in a complex social hierarchy. Hyenas are masters of both cooperation and competition, working together to overpower rivals, yet constantly jostling for rank within their own ranks. When lions and hyenas cross paths, the air crackles with tension. These apex predators are locked in a perpetual dance of uneasy truces and fierce rivalries. Sometimes they clash in brutal battles over territory or a fresh kill. Other times they watch each other warily, each calculating whether to fight, steal, or retreat. For the solitary leopard, survival means outsmarting the competition. Dragging a kill high into the fork of a marula tree is more than just a way to evade scavengers. It's a strategic move in a landscape crowded with rivals. Up in the branches, the leopard finds a rare moment of peace, but below, the threat never truly disappears. Below, spotted hyenas circle with relentless patience. Their powerful jaws can crack bone, and their persistence often pays off. They wait for a slip, a misstep, or a moment of weakness, ready to seize any opportunity that fortune provides. In the tangled riverine forests, painted wolves, African wild dogs, move as one. Their hunts are a masterclass in teamwork, each member playing a vital role. Their alliance is their strength, allowing them to take down prey much larger than themselves. But even this unity is fragile, tested by hunger and the ever-present threat of larger predators. When lions approach, the wild dog's carefully orchestrated hunt can unravel in seconds. The larger cats dominate by sheer force, scattering the pack and claiming the spoils. In these moments, the wild dog's alliance is tested to its limits, and survival depends on their ability to regroup and adapt. Across the savannah, the boundaries between rivalry and alliance are constantly shifting. Predators may compete fiercely one day, only to find themselves sharing the same territory or even the same kill the next. These relationships are fluid, shaped by hunger, opportunity, and the ever-changing dynamics of the wild. Jackals shadow the mighty, darting in to snatch scraps from a lion's feast. Above, vultures spiral patiently, their sharp eyes scanning for the moment when the big cats have had their fill. These scavengers are opportunists, forming loose alliances with each other as they wait for their chance to claim what remains. Even at the water's edge, the drama continues. Crocodiles, kings of the river, sometimes find themselves in tense standoffs with lions or hyenas over a fresh carcass. Each species weighs risk and reward, their decisions shaped by instinct and experience honed over millennia. These interactions are more than mere battles. They form a complex web of checks and balances. Every confrontation, every uneasy alliance helps maintain the delicate equilibrium of the ecosystem. Each predator shapes the behavior of the others. Lions force hyenas to become cunning thieves. Hyenas push leopards to new heights of stealth. Wild dogs adapt their strategies to avoid conflict. Innovation and caution go hand in hand, driven by the constant presence of rivals. When the balance tips, when lions grow too bold or hyenas too numerous, the entire ecosystem feels the tremor. Prey populations shift, territories are redrawn, and the cycle of rivalry and alliance begins anew. In this land, survival is never solitary. Every predator, from the mightiest lion to the smallest jackal, is part of a living tapestry. Each thread woven through competition, cooperation, and the constant need to adapt. It is a game of shadows and whispers, of alliances forged in hunger and rivalries tempered by necessity. Every movement, every decision is shaped by the presence of others, friends and foes alike. Here, the deadliest are not always those with the sharpest claws, but those who master the art of coexistence. In Africa's wild, every hunter is also the hunted, and only those who navigate the ever-shifting web of alliances and rivalries can truly survive. Under the relentless African sun, the wilderness is transformed into a crucible of survival. The air shimmers with heat, and the land stretches out parched and unforgiving. Rivers dwindle to mere threads of dust, while grasslands, once lush and green, fade into brittle golden expanses. The dry season has arrived, and with it a challenge that tests every living thing. For months the sky offers no relief. Every creature must endure, adapting in remarkable ways to survive the scarcity. Water becomes the most precious resource, Animals trek for miles to reach shrinking water holes where competition is fierce and every sip is hard won. Survival here is not just about strength, but about ingenious adaptations. Each species has evolved unique strategies to outlast the drought. Elephants, the giants of the savannah, rely on their extraordinary memory to recall the locations of ancient hidden water holes. They lead their herds across vast distances, guided by knowledge passed down through generations. With powerful trunks, they dig deep into dry riverbeds, unearthing pockets of water buried beneath the cracked earth. These makeshift wells become lifelines, not just for elephants, but for countless other animals that follow in their wake. Herds of zebras and wildebeests gather at the last muddy pools, their sheer numbers offering protection from predators. The congregation of the thirsty draws lions and other hunters, turning every visit to water into a perilous gamble. Not all animals can migrate in search of water. Some, like the sand grouse, have developed astonishing methods to provide for their young. The sand grouse's feathers blend seamlessly with the dusty ground, offering protection from predators. Males fly long distances to distant water sources, soaking their belly feathers, then return to their chicks, delivering life-sustaining moisture drop by drop. Antelope, such as the resilient oryx, have mastered the art of water conservation. They feed on tough, moisture-rich leaves and grasses, extracting every possible drop. During the hottest hours, they rest in the shade, slowing their metabolism to minimize water loss. Predators, too, must adapt to the harsh conditions. Their survival depends on flexibility and patience. Lions become opportunistic, scavenging carcasses when hunts are unsuccessful. Leopards retreat to the cool shade of trees by day, conserving energy, and emerge under the cover of darkness to hunt when temperatures drop. Crocodiles, masters of patience, remain almost motionless in shrinking pools. They slow their heartbeat to just a few beats per minute, conserving energy and water until the rains return. Above, vultures ride the rising thermals, their keen eyes scanning for any sign of weakness below. They are nature's recyclers, ensuring that nothing is wasted in this time of scarcity. Every animal, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is shaped by the demands of drought. Their resilience is a testament to the power of adaptation and the will to survive. At last, distant thunder rumbles across the horizon. Clouds gather, promising relief. The land holds its breath, waiting for the first drops. Seeds, dormant for months, are ready to burst to life. Rivers, once empty, will soon flow again. In this endless cycle of deprivation and renewal, every adaptation is a triumph. Each survivor is a master of endurance, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of Africa's wild heart. In the endless contest between predator and prey, triumph is rarely determined by brute force or speed alone. Instead, it is the invisible, the masters of concealment, who often claim victory. Across the African wilds, camouflage and stealth are the ultimate weapons, nature's cloaks woven from colour, pattern and patience. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is locked in a perpetual game of hide-and-seek, where survival hinges on the ability to vanish into the landscape. Beneath the dappled shade of the acacia, a leopard melts into the golden grass. Its rosette-marked coat is not just beautiful, it is a living illusion, breaking up the animal's outline and allowing it to become a ghost among the shadows. Each muscle tenses, each breath measured, as the leopard becomes a shadow, almost invisible to the antelope grazing nearby. The predator's every movement is calculated, its body pressed low, using the grass as a veil to mask its approach. In these moments, every twitch of an ear or flick of a tail could betray the hunter or warn the hunted. Silence is survival. The antelope's senses are finely tuned, scanning for the faintest hint of movement or the subtlest shift in the grass. On the open plains, the tawny coats of lions and the dusty hides of gazelles blend seamlessly with sun-bleached savanna. The lion's fur mirrors the golden grass, while gazelles' muted tones allow them to vanish in plain sight, both predator and prey using the same palette to disappear. Zebra stripes, once thought to dazzle predators, now reveal a different truth. When clustered together, their bold patterns shatter outlines, confusing the eye and masking individuals in a living dazzle. This optical illusion makes it nearly impossible for predators to single out a target, turning the herd into a moving puzzle. Tiny creatures are masters of disguise too. Insects mimic leaves, twigs, or even thorns, while small reptiles and amphibians adopt the colours and textures of their surroundings, rendering themselves nearly invisible to both predators and prey. The leaf-tailed gecko clings motionless to bark, its jagged silhouette indistinguishable from the lichen and shadows. Its skin mimics the roughness of tree bark, and even its eyes are veiled by cryptic patterns, making detection almost impossible. Chameleons shift their skin's palette to echo the hues of branch and leaf, vanishing in plain sight. Their colour-changing cells, called chromatophores, allow them to adapt instantly to new backgrounds, making them elusive and unpredictable. Even the night brings its own camouflage. Owls glide on silent wings, their mottled feathers erasing them against the moonlit bark. The nightjar, with its cryptic plumage, becomes a patch of mottled earth, utterly invisible until it takes flight, leaving only a whisper in the darkness. For prey, camouflage is a shield, a way to slip through the gaze of hungry eyes. Young antelope crouch low in the grass, their spotted coats mimicking dappled sunlight, while small mammals freeze in the undergrowth, trusting their colours to keep them safe. For predators, stealth is the art of patience, of waiting, unseen, until the perfect moment to strike. Their bodies pressed low, eyes fixed, every muscle coiled, they become part of the landscape itself, erasing the boundary between hunter and habitat. In this world of shadows and whispers, survival depends on the skill to disappear. Every step is measured, every movement calculated to avoid detection, whether slipping through dense foliage or melting into the twilight. Here, in the realm of illusion, every animal is both magician and audience, locked in a silent duel where the greatest power is to remain unnoticed. The landscape itself becomes a stage, and every performer must master the art of vanishing. It is an ancient arms race, fought not with claws and fangs, but with the quiet mastery of invisibility. In Africa's wild heart, the true survivors are those who can cloak themselves in the art of disappearance, masters of stealth, illusion, and survival. As the first golden rays of dawn spill across the endless savanna, a hush settles over the grasslands. The air is thick with anticipation, every blade of grass shimmering with dew, every shadow holding a secret. This is the silent overture to a day in the lives of Africa's apex predators, a world where every heartbeat is a story of survival, and every sunrise marks the beginning of a new chapter in an ancient saga. As dusk approaches, the sky ignites in a blaze of amber and violet, casting long shadows that stretch across the plains. The hush of evening is not peace, but a pause a breath before the wild resumes its relentless rhythm. Here, the life cycles of lions, leopards and cheetahs unfold in intricate detail, each species carving its own path through the tapestry of the wild. Their journeys are shaped by instinct, honed by experience, and written in the language of tooth and claw. The story of a lion begins in the fragile sanctuary of the grass, where newborn cubs, blind and helpless, nestle together for warmth. Their tiny bodies tremble with the promise of future strength, their world defined by the gentle press of siblings and the muffled sounds of the pride. Hidden deep within the tall grass, the cubs sleep in a cocoon of safety, their breaths shallow, their dreams untouched by the dangers that lurk beyond their sanctuary. The den is a world apart, quiet, dim, and filled with the scent of earth and fur. Here time slows, and the cubs grow beneath the watchful gaze of their mother. Her purr is a low, soothing rumble, a lullaby that vibrates through the den, promising protection and comfort. She shields them with her body, a living barrier against the world's dangers. Each day the cubs grow stronger, their senses sharpening, their curiosity blooming. When their eyes finally open, the world floods in, light, colour, movement. Every sight is new, every sound a mystery to unravel. Their first steps are tentative, wobbly, but each movement is a rehearsal for the challenges ahead. The journey from helplessness to hunter has begun. In the dense shadows of the forest, a leopard cub's journey is solitary and secretive. Alone in a hidden den, the cub learns to listen, to the wind, to the rustle of leaves, to the distant calls of danger. Its mother, vigilant and silent, carries her young high into the fork of a tree. This aerial nursery is a fortress, safe from prowling hyenas and rival predators. Here the cub's education begins, surrounded by the sway of branches and the scent of bark. Each day is a lesson in balance, paws gripping rough bark, muscles learning the art of silent movement. The cub practices stealth, melting into shadows, perfecting the patience and precision that will one day make it a master of ambush. On the open plains, cheetah siblings tumble and chase, their games a rehearsal for the high-speed hunts to come. The grass is both playground and proving ground, every sprint sharpening their reflexes, every tumble teaching agility. Their mother, sleek and vigilant, leads them through the shifting sea of grass, her movements a silent lesson in caution and cunning. She demonstrates the art of the stalk, how to move unseen, how to read the wind, how to wait for the perfect moment. And then the lesson of speed, an explosive burst that blurs the line between predator and prey, a skill that will one day decide their fate. Time is a silent sculptor, shaping each predator's journey with invisible hands. Days of play give way to the crucible of adolescence. Young lions, lean and restless, feel the pull of independence. Driven from the pride, they wander the vast savannah, learning to navigate a world where every encounter is a test of strength and wit. They forge uneasy alliances, confront rivals, and carve out territories of their own, each step a gamble in the high-stakes game of survival. The young leopard, now alone, must master the hunt, every movement calculated, every decision a matter of life and death. Cheetah brothers form coalitions, their bond a rare advantage in a world of solitude. Together they coordinate their hunts, reading each other's cues with silent precision. Meanwhile, their sisters slip away, vanishing into the grass, their solitary journeys marked by stealth and secrecy. Alone, they become phantoms, elusive, nearly invisible, surviving by wit and speed. The cycle is unyielding, a relentless test of resilience. For every predator that ascends to dominance, countless others are claimed by hunger, injury, or the unforgiving jaws of rivals. The fallen become part of the land, their stories ending in silence, their strength returned to the earth. Competition is fierce, and only the most adaptable endure. Each confrontation a lesson, each scar a memory etched in flesh. Those who survive emerge as masters of their domain. Lions with manes darkened by age, leopards with coats marked by battles won, cheetahs with muscles honed for speed. The lion's roar rolls across the plains, a declaration of power that echoes for miles. The leopard's silhouette melts into the twilight, a ghostly presence watching from the shadows. The cheetah becomes a streak of motion on the horizon, its speed unmatched, its focus absolute. In this endless circle, life is both fragile and enduring. Every generation inherits the hard-won lessons of those before, how to stalk with patience, how to vanish when threatened, how to fight with courage, and how to wait for the right moment. Cubs watch, learn, and practice, their play a rehearsal for the real battles that lie ahead. Patience becomes their greatest weapon, waiting in the grass, enduring drought, surviving storms. The life cycles of these predators are not merely tales of struggle, but of adaptation, resilience, and the relentless drive to thrive. Through drought and hardship they endure, their spirits renewed with every challenge overcome. Their lives are woven into the intricate patterns of the ecosystem, each predator a vital thread in the fabric of the wild. Beneath the ever-changing sky, the journey of Africa's apex predators never truly ends. Clouds drift, light shifts, and the land remembers every footstep, every hunt, every triumph and loss. In this wild domain, each predator is both legacy and promise, shaped by the land, shaping the land in return, their journeys echoing through the ages, forever part of Africa's untamed heart. Across the African wilderness, the story of predator and prey unfolds in ways both familiar and astonishing. Yet, hidden beneath the grand dramas of lions and leopards, there exists a world of unique encounters, moments where the lines between hunter and hunted blur and survival hinges on ingenuity rather than brute force. As twilight deepens, a serval glides through the tall grass, its slender body barely stirring the blades. With ears like satellite dishes, it listens for the faintest whisper beneath the earth. Suddenly it leaps, arching high above the ground, and lands squarely on a burrowing rodent. This is not a pursuit of speed, but of precision. Each hunt a calculated gamble, each pounce a test of patience and skill. In the hush of dusk, the serval becomes both shadow and strike, a specialist in the art of the unexpected. Elsewhere, the honey badger embarks on a different kind of hunt. Fearless and tenacious, it raids a beehive, undeterred by swarming defenders. Its thick skin and relentless determination allow it to claim the sweet reward, while the agitated bees serve as a living shield against would-be thieves. Nearby, a pair of jackals loiter at the edge of the chaos, their eyes gleaming with opportunistic intent. In these moments, predation is not just a solitary act, but a tangled web of competition, adaptation, and sometimes uneasy cooperation. On the riverbank, crocodiles lie in wait, their eyes just above the waterline. A herd of wildebeest approaches, driven by thirst and the promise of cool relief. The tension is palpable, a silent standoff where every movement is measured, every decision could mean life or death. Suddenly, a single wildebeest breaks from the herd, and in an explosion of power, the crocodile surges forward. But the wildebeest's desperate leap is perfectly timed, its hooves skimming the water as it escapes the snapping jaws. In the aftermath, predator and prey retreat, each shaped by the encounter, each a little wiser, a little warier. Above it all, the martial eagle soars, its keen eyes scanning for signs of movement far below. With breathtaking speed, it stoops toward an unsuspecting monitor lizard, talons extended. The lizard reacts in a flash, diving into a crevice, leaving the eagle to circle and recalibrate. Here, the contest is not brute strength, but the split-second dance of awareness and reaction, a silent chess game played out in the open sky. In these unlikely encounters, the wild reveals its true complexity. Predator and prey are locked in an eternal dance, their fates intertwined in ways both subtle and profound. Each interaction is a lesson in adaptation, a testament to the endless creativity of survival. In the shifting balance of power, victory and defeat are fleeting. What endures is the ceaseless drive to live, to outwit, and to endure. As night settles over the land, the echoes of these encounters linger in the darkness. The grass sways, the water ripples, and the air hums with the memory of hunts both failed and triumphant. In the tapestry of Africa's wild, every creature plays its part. Each encounter a story, each story a thread in the endless dance of life. Beneath the vast expanse of Africa's wild, where danger lurks in every shadow, some creatures survive not by strength or speed, but by mastering the rarest strategies, ingenious adaptations that are seldom seen, yet vital to the balance of life. In the stony deserts, the Namakwa chameleon moves with calculated slowness, its dusty scales shifting colour to mirror the pebbled terrain. But camouflage is only the beginning. With a flick of its tongue, it harvests dew from morning fog, drinking water from the air itself, a living testament to survival in scarcity. Deeper in the savannah, the pangolin shuffles through the undergrowth, its armoured body gleaming in dappled sunlight. When threatened, it coils into an impenetrable ball, foiling even the determined jaws of lions and hyenas. But its true genius lies in its nocturnal foraging. Using a sixth sense, it detects the faint vibrations of termite colonies hidden underground, digging with precision to feast on insects that others overlook. In the swamps, the African lungfish lies buried beneath a crust of cracked mud, appearing lifeless as the dry season stretches on. Yet inside its cocoon it breathes through a secret lung, slowing its heartbeat to a near standstill. For months it waits, suspended between life and death, until the rains return and the world awakens once more. High in the acacia branches, the fork-tailed drongo becomes a master of deception. With uncanny mimicry, it imitates the alarm calls of other birds and even meerkats, sowing panic and confusion. As its rivals scatter, the drongo swoops in to steal their hard-earned meals, a thief thriving on chaos, its survival woven from the art of illusion. And in the twilight, the African painted wolf or wild dog relies on silent coordination. With subtle glances and barely audible chirps, the pack divides and conquers, anticipating one another's moves with telepathic precision. Their unity turns the odds in their favour, outmanoeuvring prey that would outrun any single hunter. These rare survival strategies are born of necessity, honed by the relentless trials of the wild. Each is a quiet revolution, a testament to the creativity and resilience that define Africa's untamed heart. In the relentless pursuit of life, it is not always the strongest who endure, but those who dare to do the unexpected. As the stars emerge and the chorus of the night rises, a silent promise lingers. In Africa's wild, ingenuity is the ultimate key to survival. Across the boundless African landscape, predators not only contend with formidable prey, but also with the raw, unpredictable forces of nature itself. Here, survival hinges as much on wit and adaptability as it does on tooth and claw. When the midday sun scorches the plains, temperatures soar beyond endurance. Lions and leopards, cloaked in golden fur, retreat to pockets of shade, slowing their heart rates and seeking the cooling embrace of dense thickets or rocky outcrops. But for the cheetah, speed comes at a cost. Its slender frame radiates heat with every chase. To endure, it hunts at dawn and dusk, timing its pursuits with the gentle caress of the breeze, and drinks deeply from dew-laden grass when waterholes run dry. In the Okavango Delta, floods sweep through the land in a dramatic seasonal rhythm. Crocodiles with ancient patience burrow into muddy banks as waters recede, entering a trance-like state until the rivers swell once more. The elusive serval, meanwhile, adapts to the marsh's shifting boundaries, honing its leaps to snatch birds startled by rising waters and learning the subtle signs of frogs and rodents on the move. But the elements are not always subtle. When fierce winds howl across the Kalahari, sandstorms can strip the land bare in minutes. The brown hyena, with its shaggy coat and keen sense of smell, navigates by scent alone, tracking distant carcasses through a blinding haze. Its perseverance is a lesson in endurance, each grain of sand a reminder of nature's impartial trials. Lightning storms ignite the savannah, setting the grasslands ablaze. For the agile caracal, fire is both threat and opportunity. It skirts the flame's edge, ears flicking to the crackle and pop, waiting for small mammals to flee the smoke. In these moments, instinct and improvisation become a lifeline. In this realm, nature's fury is relentless, and yet it is here that Africa's predators reveal their greatest strengths. Through drought and deluge, fire and storm, they adapt, improvise, and persist. The wild is a crucible, forging survivors not only through conflict with prey, but through a ceaseless dance with the elements themselves. Across the vast canvas of Africa, the land itself shapes the lives of its most formidable hunters. From the rolling savannas to the dense tangled forests and the parched open deserts, every contour and climate carves a unique path for predator behavior. In the endless grasslands of the Serengeti, open vistas demand stealth and patience. Here, lions form tightly bonded prides, using coordinated tactics to outmaneuver wary herds on the move. The cheetah, streamlined for speed, relies on the flat, unobstructed plains to unleash its explosive sprints, its very anatomy moulded by the landscape it calls home. Venture into the shadow-dappled forests of Central Africa, and the rules change. Leopards, solitary and elusive, become masters of verticality. Powerful limbs and retractable claws turn towering trees into both sanctuary and ambush point, allowing them to vanish among the leaves or drop silently onto unsuspecting prey. The dense undergrowth muffles sound, favouring those who move with calculated silence. In the arid Namib, predators like the brown hyena and side-striped jackal must become nomads, traversing vast distances to find sustenance. Their movements are dictated by the search for scattered water sources and the unpredictable migrations of prey. Geography becomes a silent architect, shaping not only where predators roam, but how they hunt, rest and survive. Even the mighty crocodile is ruled by the flow of rivers and the pulse of seasonal floods. As waterways expand and contract, these ancient reptiles adapt, claiming new territories or lying dormant in anticipation of rain. Across every terrain, climate and geography are silent forces, unseen but ever present, guiding the destinies of Africa's apex predators and ensuring that survival is never a matter of strength alone, but of being attuned to the land and sky. In the heart of Africa's untamed wilderness, survival often means more than brute strength or solitary cunning. Here, the lines between predator and prey, rival and ally, blur in surprising ways. Interspecies relationships, sometimes fleeting, sometimes enduring, emerge as lifelines, forged not by blood but by necessity and circumstance. Observe the unlikely partnership between the honey-guide bird and the ratel, or honey badger. The bird's melodic calls lead the mammal to hidden beehives, where the rattle's powerful claws break open the waxy fortress. Together they feast, the bird on wax and larvae, the badger on rich golden honey. Neither could access the hive alone, but together they unlock a bounty. On the vast savannah, a coalition of cheetahs may find themselves shadowed by opportunistic jackals. While the cheetahs chase down fleet-footed gazelles, jackals linger at the periphery, ready to snatch scraps or alert to approaching danger. This tenuous truce is built on mutual awareness. Cheetahs tolerate the presence of these sharp-eyed scavengers, who in turn act as early warning systems against larger, more threatening predators. Even at the water's edge, alliances arise. Nile crocodiles and certain species of birds, like the Egyptian plover, engage in a delicate dance. The plover ventures boldly into the reptile's gaping jaws, picking parasites from between armoured teeth, a moment of trust in a world ruled by suspicion. These partnerships, though born of pragmatism, reveal a deeper truth. In the wild, survival is often a shared endeavour. Cooperation, even among the most unlikely of allies, shapes the fate of individuals and entire species alike. In a landscape where every advantage counts, bonds beyond blood become threads in the intricate tapestry of life, reminding us that in nature the greatest strength may lie in connection. Across eons, Africa's apex predators have been shaped by a relentless arms race, each generation refining the ancient dance of the hunt. From the shadows of primordial forests to the open expanse of the savannah, survival has favoured the innovative and the adaptable. Consider the lion pride, whose coordinated ambushes echo the strategies of their ancestors, yet are ever evolving. Over time, subtle signals, a flick of a tail, a low rumble, have become a silent language, allowing them to encircle prey with near-perfect precision. Each generation hones these tactics, passing them down like heirlooms, yet always adapting to the shifting behaviour of their quarry. Leopards, masters of stealth, have evolved to become the ultimate opportunists. Their hunting style is a lesson in patience and precision, blending into dappled undergrowth, learning to strike from above, and even adapting their diets as landscapes change. They watch, learn, and innovate, sometimes even caching their meals in the trees to outwit both rivals and scavengers. On the grasslands, wild dog packs demonstrate a different evolutionary path: endurance hunting. Over countless generations, their bodies and behaviours have been shaped for long-distance pursuit, working as a single fluid unit. They anticipate turns, predict escapes, and adjust their formation mid-chase, ensuring that their quarry has nowhere left to run. Even crocodiles, ancient survivors, showcase the evolution of ambush. Their patience is legendary, hours spent motionless, refining the timing of their explosive strikes with each successful hunt. Over millennia, their senses have sharpened, their tactics fine-tuned for the split-second moment when opportunity arrives. Each predator, from the cheetah's lightning sprint to the hyena's relentless endurance, is a living testament to evolution's ongoing experiment. Adaptation is not just survival. It is the art of innovation, sculpted by necessity and refined by time. In Africa's wild heart, the hunt is never static. It is a legacy, rewritten with every generation, ensuring that the edge of evolution remains forever sharp. In the vast theatres of Africa's wilderness, survival often hinges on signals invisible to the eye. Here, scent and sound form an intricate web of communication, an unspoken language that shapes every hunt, every escape, and every alliance. A single gust of wind can carry more than just dust. For a lioness, the faintest whiff of antelope on the breeze reveals an opportunity, while an experienced zebra can detect the musky warning of a stalking predator long before danger appears. Scent marks territories, forges boundaries, and delivers silent messages. Hyenas leave pungent trails on the grass, claiming their patch of earth, while leopards rub their cheeks on trees, announcing their presence to rivals and mates alike. But the language of survival is not confined to smell alone. Under the cover of darkness, desert-adapted lions release low-frequency rumbles that travel for miles, a rallying call to distant kin, unheard by prey, but felt in the bones of those who listen. Wild dogs use a chorus of high-pitched yips and chirps, coordinating their movements with uncanny precision even in the thickest brush. Jackals, with their eerie wails, signal the location of food or warn of approaching threats, threading their voices through the night's silence. Even silence itself can be a message. A sudden hush in the savannah, the abrupt cessation of bird calls, is a warning. A predator stirs and the wild holds its breath. In these moments, survival belongs to those who can interpret the whispers on the wind and the secrets in the air. Every predator and prey, from the stealthy serval to the mighty buffalo, is both messenger and recipient, forever attuned to the signals that ripple across the landscape. In Africa's wild heart, scent and sound are as vital as tooth and claw, a language ancient as the land itself, spoken without words, yet understood by all. Across Africa's wild expanse, the rhythm of life is set not just by the sun and stars, but by the relentless cycle of drought and flood. These extremes sculpt the fortunes of predator and prey alike, their ebb and flow leaving indelible marks on every life in their path. When drought grips the land, rivers shrink and waterholes vanish, forcing herds to migrate in desperate search of sustenance. For predators, the scarcity of water brings both opportunity and peril. Lions and cheetahs, once rulers of lush hunting grounds, must now follow the parched footsteps of prey, testing their endurance, their unity, and their cunning. The weak fall behind, and only the most adaptable survive. In these lean months, competition intensifies. Territories shrink, tempers flare, and the balance of power shifts with every passing day. But when the rains finally return, the landscape transforms. Floodwaters spill across the plains, reviving grasses and swelling rivers. Prey animals flourish, their numbers surging in the wake of newfound abundance. For predators, the feast is short-lived. As herds scatter across vast, rejuvenated territories, hunts become harder, and only the most skilled can claim a meal. Packs and prides are tested as food becomes elusive once more, forcing innovation, patience, and sometimes unexpected alliances. For every predator, survival is a dance with the elements. Droughts forge resilience, floods demand agility, seasons of hardship and bounty weave together, shaping generations and rewriting the rules of the wild. In the pulse of extremes, Africa's apex hunters are sculpted by the land's most powerful forces, forever adapting, forever enduring as the cycle turns once again. In the heart of Africa's wilderness, a new generation awakens beneath the golden dawn. For every cub, pup, and fledgling, survival is not simply inherited. It is learned, moment by moment, breath by breath. From their first uncertain steps, young predators are immersed in a world of challenge and opportunity. Lion cubs tumble in the dust, their playful bouts disguising vital lessons in strength and cooperation. Hidden in the shadows, leopard kittens stalk insects and fluttering leaves, refining the silent patience that will one day make them rulers of the treetops. In the open grasslands, cheetah siblings race and wrestle, their games sharpening the speed and reflexes essential for the chase. Learning is relentless. The wild is both classroom and crucible. Each hunt observed, each failed attempt, and every narrow escape teaches hard truths: when to strike, when to retreat, and how to read the ever-changing signs of the land. Mothers and elder siblings serve as both mentors and protectors, guiding with quiet discipline and fierce devotion. But danger is never far. Youngsters must master the art of vigilance, sensing the silent approach of rivals, the flicker of danger in the grass, and the subtle cues that mark friend from foe. They learn to move with the wind, to melt into shadows, and to trust the instincts honed over countless generations. Not all will survive. Yet those who do emerge stronger, shaped by lessons written in tooth and claw, shadow and sunlight. In every playful leap and cautious step, the next generation carries forward the legacy of survival, adapting, enduring, and preparing to one day claim their place among Africa's apex hunters. For in the wild, the greatest inheritance is not territory or title, but the knowledge etched into every sinew and sense, the wisdom to survive and the courage to thrive beneath the endless African sky. Beyond the present struggles and triumphs, Africa's wild predators stand at the threshold of an uncertain future. The land they roam is shifting. Subtle changes in rainfall patterns ripple through the savanna. Ancient rivers carve new paths, and once familiar territories transform with each passing season. For the lions, leopards and cheetahs, adaptation is no longer just a legacy. It is a necessity written into every dawn. The air grows warmer, and the rains fall less predictably. Prey herds wander farther in search of shrinking waterholes, their migrations drawing new maps across the grasslands. Predators must read these signs with sharpened intuition, learning to anticipate not just the movements of their quarry, but the rhythms of a world in flux. The cheetah's sprint grows more precious as open plains become patchworks of encroaching scrub, while the leopard's mastery of stealth is tested by forests thinning into ghostly silhouettes. In these changing habitats, competition intensifies. Hyenas and wild dogs, once separated by distance and abundance, now cross paths more often, testing the boundaries of coexistence. The balance of power shifts with each dry spell, and deluge, who thrives, who falters, is determined not only by tooth and claw, but by the courage to innovate. Young predators, born into uncertainty, experiment with new hunting grounds and unfamiliar prey, their instincts stretched to the edge of possibility. Yet hope endures, woven into the very fabric of the wild. The next sunrise brings new opportunities as predators adapt in ways unseen by generations past. Some learn to hunt at different hours, guided by the coolness of twilight or the cover of early morning mist. Others master the art of patience, waiting days for the perfect moment, conserving strength for the challenges ahead. The language of scent and sound evolves, subtle signals pass between kin to navigate the altered landscape. As the sky deepens into twilight, Africa's predators move with purpose, shadows on the horizon, shaped by the forces of change. Their future is unwritten, a story unfolding with every heartbeat and every leap. In the endless dance of survival, they carry not only the wisdom of their ancestors, but the resilience to forge a path through the unknown. For in the wild, the only constant is change, and those who endure will shape the destiny of Africa's living tapestry for generations to come.